I gotta turn that down. Yeah, so I wanted to do my story update for me because the other one was getting really hard to watch. It was getting harder and harder to watch. So I need, and the only reason it got so hard to watch was because like I can watch myself say something and realize like how I'm wrong, or realize I can miss this or like whatever. But it's just hard for me to do, of course. So I'm so nervous. Okay. So hi, I'm JD, and I'm gonna start to where I can, remember, or vividly kind of remember. So I lived with my parents in the house that you guys all see now. My dad was here, my mom was here, and my older brother. She's gonna fuck me up, I swear. Okay, and my older brother, who is 28 or 29 now, something like that. And we were all living here, and there was just a lot of arguing and fighting and all of that stuff between my parents. Both of my brothers have two. We all have different dads. So, but my dad and my mom, it was just a lot of arguing, like a shit ton of arguing. So, they just weren't happy and at all. So my mom decided to, now I know this because my father told me and stuff, but my dad gave her like over $2,000 to buy us Christmas presents and stuff. And she took that money, and that's the money we used to move out and of the house. So I'm so young at this time. I was still in middle school. So I wasn't fully like understanding what the fuck was going on. My mom just said, move out, we're moving out. And I was like, okay, like whatever. She told me a bunch of stuff about my dad that wasn't true, like negatively. So of course, like over time throughout middle school, I just had a negative look on my dad because of everything that was said to me. And, so we move out, and we move maybe like 4 or 5 streets down, like in a totally different house that my grandparents owned. So this is when I was still in middle school, and I was still getting through middle school. During this time, me and my brother and my mom lived over here now in this new place, and there's so much stuff going on that I'm not going to be able to just say. But during that entire time, I grew up in AA. And if anybody knows what AA is, Alcoholics Anonymous, whatever. And it was just like, I learned so much at such a young age. The things that I saw, the things that I was told, and I still have really great friends from the rooms and stuff. And it was just a really good time. I was just raised to not drink, not smoke, and I sure as fuck never drank or smoked when I was younger because of how I was raised. Like it scared the shit out of me to try anything like that. So of course I'm not going to or do anything like that. And, so in the house when we're there, eventually, fast forward a little bit, my brother is going to college, and he leaves, and he goes, he goes to UCF. That was when he left. And at first I was really sad because I thought I was supposed to be sad, it was my brother, I annoyed the fuck out of him, and then he was just gone, or whatever, so, but I was, of course, happy for him, too, of course. Sorry, I'm really nervous, so, I'm also just trying to gather. So my brother moves out and it's just me and my mom. So this was probably 7th or 8th grade, maybe both. 7th and 8th grade, and a lot of people that follow me on Instagram, that, like, I went to middle school with you guys, so a lot of you guys don't even know that I was going through all of this stuff. But anyways, so fast forward, this was probably around when I was 13. 8th grade was probably the worst year of middle school ever for me, because it was just like when I first learned how to like fake it, and like my mom, okay, I don't know, she comes off crazy, okay? She just comes off extremely crazy, and nobody can explain why. Not, like, I mean, it was just a very crazy childhood. I've seen her throw shit, I've seen her scream at my stepdad, and I have a stepbrother named Grant, and my stepdad Kenny. Dude, that was the only fucking man I've seen in my life, obviously, be able to handle her shit and, like, you know, love her either way. Like, no matter how crazy she was, my stepdad loved her to pieces, you know what I mean? It was there through everything. Like, even that night when she was, like, throwing shit, you know, and she was screaming for Kenny to leave the fucking room. She was like, leave, like, get the fuck out, or, like, whatever. He left, of course, but, you know, he gave me a hug and said everything's gonna be okay, and, like, all that stuff, and it was, yeah, there was just a lot of stuff that I wasn't able to comprehend of what the fuck's going on. So, 8th grade, I'm getting through middle school, the rest of middle school, or maybe this was the summer. Oh, yeah, so the summer of after 7th grade, I go to my grandparents' house, and I went to their house like every single summer, and that's how I traveled and stuff. I've traveled many places because of my grandparents. Like, you know, I went with them every summer, and we went many places together, and they call me like their little travel girl, love bucket number one, and always number one. So it's like my grandmother's words. I'm definitely a favorite. I believe. But so yeah, and this is just so fucking hard. Why? This is so hard for me to do. Like, I really just... And if I'm smiling, it's because it's like coping mechanism for me. Like, I'm trying to keep my shit together. But anyways, when I was 13, I was molested. And, sorry, that's very hard for me to say. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to be a bitch about it. I've been through a lot. Whatever. So that happened. And then when I got back, a year after traveling with my grandparents, I broke down and I told my mother. And she was hysterical. I don't know. It was just I should have, I don't know. I keep blaming myself. Like, I should have known how she was gonna react, you know what I mean? But no, I really didn't know how she was gonna react until I did it. And so it happened, and that was the first time I was put in therapy. She wanted me to go to therapy so I can talk about it to somebody, but I didn't want to do that. So of course I was very resentful towards it, and I didn't want to do any of that shit. I told her that I was fine and all that, but therapy, I would love to say that therapy helped me, but the only memories I have that I can actually say, I mean, we watched a lot of, she was about making me face it and making me, you know, realize what happened to me and stuff like that. So we talked about it. Like, I said the story over and over again to her because she asked me to. And we watched movies regarding, you know, molestation and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna fucking sit here and say that shit it was hard. It was really fucking hard to get through. Obviously I can't remember the feeling, so I don't know exactly how hard, but I know I can tell you facts, and based off of like what physically happened, and based off of that, I can tell you, like, maybe I don't think I enjoyed that. So that's how I gather those thoughts and stuff. Because, I mean, I don't know. It's just hard. So, anyways, I was in therapy the rest of 8th grade for about a year. Maybe 2 years. I don't really know. I think a year for sure. Us guessing. So that happened. And then, sorry. Okay. So, 8th grade, I graduated 8th grade. Since I'm still in 8th grade right now, I just want to give a shout out to, I don't even know what the fuck that means anymore. But Jayla, Jack, Kevin, Giovanni, Logan, that was my middle school group, and we still talk to this day. You know, if it wasn't for them, telling me a lot of, you know, like all of this shit in band like we used to do, and like it was just so fun. Like they were my friends, like they had my back, you know. I wasn't really accepted in middle school like 100%. Like I was not the most popular person in fucking school. I was just more known as like, I'm guessing I guess like the pretty girl. But I was in band, I was a nerd, I was like the teacher's pet, I was like that, I was in yearbook, I was that person, I don't know. And, I don't know, they've always accepted me, and they still accept me to this day, and I love them very much. So I appreciate them a lot, of course. So, back to where I'm living. So I'm living with my mother, and it's just us because my brother went to college, and I'm getting ready to start high school. I did not know this. This was not told to me, okay? I am able to say it now because now I know the truth. My mother did not pay the bills for the house that we were living in. My grandparents owned it, so I don't know if she assumed that they were just going to pay for it. I was spoiled rotten. Anytime I wanted something, I got it. And I mean, you know, just like that. But in return, my mother never paid the bills. She should have, as a parent, known better than that and not given me everything I fucking wanted. And just let me learn things that I needed to learn. Like, even if I was going to be upset. Like, you know what I mean? But I guess that's just not how she did things. So, she wasn't paying the bills. So my grandparents owned the house. So we were getting kicked out of the house. My mother told me that my grandmother was kicking us out for no reason. She never mentioned the part where she wasn't paying the fucking bills. But anyways, so we were getting kicked out, and I didn't know this at the time, of course, but now I can tell the truth, or because I know the truth, I guess so. And my mother moved in with my stepdad, you know, and my stepdad was very there. Like, me and my stepdad were very close, you know, very close. And he was my father figure because of all the shit my mother told me that was negative about my dad. You know, my stepdad became someone really close to me. So, anyways, so we were getting kicked out. So she moved in with my stepdad, and I moved in with my dad, my biological dad. I was told negative things about him. So when I was moving in with him, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know who my dad was. I didn't know any of this shit. You know what I mean? I was just like, okay. So, like, I was just getting to know him and getting to know the truth and getting to know all of that. My father was very strict. Oh my God, so strict. My dad had to know everything about you in order for you to come over me, hang out with you and stuff. But when I was dropped off to my father's, my mom told me that we were going to be living together again, and I was wondering like how long, and I thought in my head at the time like it was just going to be like, you know, like a week or so, or like a couple months. No, I'm still here. So I just never knew that. I don't know. Like, but the only person I want to blame is me, because I keep saying, like, I should have known better. But how could I? I mean, that doesn't even make, how could I know better? But, yeah. So, I move in with my dad, and I'm getting to know my dad. I'm a freshman in high school now, and, at Riverdale High School. Shout out Riverdale. And, I'm getting through shit. I'm just going through it. Hold on. When I was still living with my mother, at the time, she told me my dad had cancer. I didn't really know what that meant or any of that. I didn't know. So, moving in with my father, he had cancer. And, it was all just really hard. But, so I'm going through high school. Freshman year, I'm in marching band. I was in chorus. I was in yearbook. I was in a lot of shit, whatever. And, so I don't know. High school is such a blur because I can't even think of high school anymore. Like, I can't even think about who I was closest to. I can't even think about, I don't know. I can't even, I gotta be honest, and I don't fucking know. Genuinely. I just remember I was just taking care of my dad, you know, like after high school and after like a class and after a day or whatever, I would come home and I got to take care of my dad. But at first, so I guess freshman year, my dad was still, you know, he was still going to work. He was in construction. He was a bridge inspector and one of the fucking best ones in the whole fucking county. And he was proud of that shit. And you know, like I went to work with him a few times and because, you know, at that time I was still getting to know him. So, you know, it's still building. And so fast forward to sophomore year, I was still in marching band in high school and getting through high school and stuff like that. But, you know, a year later, my dad got worse. I still didn't have to take care of him as badly as I did towards the end. But he was still like going to work and he was still getting shit done because he needed to provide for me. And I don't know what his motivation, I'm assuming because he told me I was his motivation, you know, like so, you know, but he was still going to work. He was still getting all that shit done. Junior year of high school, it was getting pretty bad. Everything was getting pretty bad. And, so my dad was still able to take care of himself to an extent. I had to take care of him more as the years went on. And that was the same year, junior year of high school, the same year of when I got in my car accident. I was making a left turn. I worked for Cutco during that time. I had different jobs at that time. I can't remember every job, but I was working for Cutco at that time, making a lot of money, and I was going to appointment, doing presentations. And I was on my way to an appointment that day, and it was like right when marching band was about to start, because I can tell you that I had a text message to Braden March, and he was asking me to be a leader for marching band and stuff, but that was the same day. That's it. I can only tell you that because of a text message. But yeah, so that same day I was on my way to an appointment. I was making a left turn. There was a witness. The witness said that I just went, and that I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't distracted. I wasn't anything. And she said I just made a left and got T-boned. So I don't know. Like, I wish I could tell you more about that accident. I wish to fuck I could fucking tell you what I was thinking and what I was doing. But I have no fucking clue. I got no fucking clue. But there was a whole witness, and she even got a hold of me to see if I was okay and stuff, and she told me that it was 100% my fault, and that I just went. And that's fucking crazy to me. That's just fucking crazy. So, anyways, but it was pouring rain. The police report, well, let's talk about the fucking police report. The police report said it wasn't even raining. It was pouring rain. The police report didn't even say if they had their lights on, if they had their windshield wipers on, if they were distracted. None of that. It was like it was wiped clean for them or something. Because, it's been almost 4 years since that. But, like, bro, like, wouldn't you think I want to know what the fuck happened more than anybody. You know what I mean? But anyways, so the car accident happened. That was a huge fucking what the fuck to my entire family. And especially to my parents, especially to my dad. My dad was going through so much at that time, and then boom, I get in a car accident. You know what I mean? Like, nobody was expecting that. My parents were there in the hospital for me, and they were arguing, probably the whole fucking time. I was in a coma. I was in a coma for about a week. I'm assuming that's what I was told. I broke my ribs, punctured my lung, fractured my pelvis. I received a shit ton of brain damage. And something called retrograde brain damage, which means from the point I was born to the point of when I woke up in the hospital, I don't remember. And when I say I don't remember, I mean, I can tell you facts. I can tell you a bunch of shit about my past because of photos, because of the technology that we have today. Photos, photos, text messages, what people tell me. Like, I can take all of these things and base it around, and I can assume how I felt. I don't know if I actually felt like that. I have no fucking clue if I really felt like that. I can just assume how I felt based off of those three things: photos, text messages, and what people tell me. And I pride myself for keeping my shit together. You know what I mean? Because I just faked it. I woke up, my best friend at the time was there. I had a boyfriend at the time that I was with for 2 years in high school. Like, during that entire time, like sophomore and junior year, I had a boyfriend. And, this is really sad to say, but I don't remember a lot of it unless I look at the pictures and text messages and stuff like that. I will never be able to remember the feelings of my life before that. And I understand that you guys aren't going to be able to understand that. I know. I get that. And I can sit here all fucking day trying to explain that to you. But I just can't, because I don't even know. You know what I mean? I'm so fucking, confused about it myself. So anyways, I get out of the hospital. I think I went through that. I had to relearn how to walk, talk, and hand movements. Of course, I caught on to it fast because, I don't know, I think that's just because of who I am. I'm just really smart. I'm very intelligent. I'm just a good soul. I'm an extremely good person, and if I want something, I'll get it, you know what I mean? Like, there's no question about that. Let me say that again. If I want something, I get it. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that's, understood. So, whatever. I get out of the hospital in about 2 months, and I get senior year of high school. That's where I'm at with this story. Senior year of high school, and anybody from high school can tell you I was just this at first. I didn't know what the fuck to do. People coming up to me all the time saying, JD, are you okay? JD, how are you? It was so much for me to try to fucking contain. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I didn't know what to think. My memories were fucking erased, but I faked it. If somebody said a memory, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that memory. I knew how to act based off of emotions because that's what I was told. So somebody told me at some point, for an example, hey, oh, you should be happy when this happens and when this happens, and different experiences when you should be happy. So I took that and I was like, okay, this is one of those moments I should be happy. So I would fake the fuck out of it, but I was really good at it. I could just do that. So that way people could, that people thought that I knew what I was doing, even though I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. but I had to do that or whatever. Otherwise, I would have been judged even more than I already was. I mean, people thought I was fucking crazy. People thought I was like stupid, or people thought I don't know. I don't know what people thought. It just, people thought I was just different, and I lost a lot of friends. My boyfriend at the time, we broke up. I lost a lot of, I don't know, I just lost a lot of people. But in this new class during senior year, weight training, I think I've talked about this before, I met Zach, Jeremy, Dwight, Nick. Well, I actually knew Nick a little bit, but Nick is so nice. Joel. Yeah, so I met these people in weight training, and it was, I mean, that was the start of how I got, like, my shit together a little bit more, you know? During that entire time, senior year of high school, of what I just told you, I was taking care of my dad, like hardcore. Like, my dad was getting really, really bad and really, really sick, and I needed to step up, wake the fuck up and take care of my dad, and I did. And you know, I cooked and for him, his pills and like all of these other things. That my dad was very prideful. He didn't want me to see him like that at all. And I mean, I felt it. He didn't want me to. But I did. So it just got really bad. And so I took my dad to his appointments. I know, baby, it's okay. I love you. So I took my dad to his appointments and all of that stuff, and basically over a span of 4 years all through high school, I guess you can say, I technically watched my dad die, like get worse and worse and worse, and I was there until the very end. So when he got really, really bad, during this time, my mother was taking care of my stepdad, and she was doing all of that with my stepbrother over there and stuff like that. I don't really know to the full extent of what it was like during that time for them. I was just trying to keep my shit together. But anyways, so my dad gets worse and worse, and my stepdad gets worse and worse. Holidays were fucking sad. We're just fucking sad. I mean, I was alone like most of the time. And for Thanksgiving, for example, I went to Publix and I got one of those like, you know, little Thanksgiving things, and my dad got it too. And, well, he got it, but I went to go pick it up and shit like that, whatever. And I made Thanksgiving, like I got the food and I heated up the food that Publix offered and stuff like that for Thanksgiving. And I put all of it in boxes. I made my dad a plate, and I made myself a plate, and then I went to my dad's room, like, you know, where he was laying. Like, he was pretty much in bed all of the time during that time, and we just had Thanksgiving together, like, just me and him, and, oh my god, what the fuck's happening right now? And, we had, oh, come on, JD, shit. So hard. And we had Thanksgiving together, just me and him. And then right after we were done eating, I drove all the way to Moorhaven to go see my stepdad and my mom. And I brought the boxes, you know, of the Thanksgiving stuff that I made, and, you know, I had a plate with them, you know, we all had a plate, and we, like, it was, you know, that was Thanksgiving, and my stepdad was doing really bad, too, at that time, and it was just all really fucking bad, and, like, I don't know. So anyways, December comes around, and my dad got worse, like, and I mean worse. Like, and this was my first time seeing anybody get this bad before, you know? Like, I've never seen it before. He couldn't he couldn't do anything. He was on so much medicine because of how much pain he was in, that he just, I don't know, he was just gone. And it got so bad to where, like, he couldn't get up to go to the bathroom, and he didn't ask for my help because he didn't want me there. And so I didn't know what to do. I was like, do I listen to him, or because he seemed like he knew what he was doing, but like he didn't. He shit, and I had to clean all of that off, and I didn't know what the fuck to do. I called a few people, and like, of course, the people that I called didn't know what the fuck to do, and like nobody knew what to do. So I called 911, and I get him. The ambulance comes and picks him up and stuff like that, and it's just me, and I drive to the fucking Lee Memorial Hospital, and he gets admitted in there, and that was when I thought, like, even for a second it was gonna be okay. During that time, I had where the fuck? Oh my god, there's just so much stuff in there that, like, so much happened during that. Like, it all fucking hit the fucking fan right there. At the same time, I just graduated high school. My dad couldn't go and watch me graduate. He was too sick. But my stepdad could make it, even though he was fucking sick too, and my mom was there. So my dad's in the hospital. I get a phone call. I was at my girlfriend's house at this time after graduation, and I get a call from my mother. And my mom said, do you want to talk to Kenny for the last time? This is all happening at the same time. So I was like, she was like, do you want to talk to Kenny for the last time? And I was just like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the actual fuck? So I talked to Kenny for the last time, and he said I was the best daughter that he never had. Like, he didn't have a daughter, but I was he thought of me as a daughter. And like, oh my god, it was just so fucking hard. Like, all of it was fucking hard. And that was my last. I didn't even get to see him or any of that because I was taking care of my dad, and my dad wasn't, whatever. Like, okay. So, like, I mean, I can't even fucking do a timeline. It was just all a fucking clusterfuck of shit. So I get to the fucking hospital. I go to the hospital every single day. I see my dad every single day after this is after I graduate, and this is what I'm doing after graduation. My dad was also, like, before he also helped get me submitted into FSW in college. He helped me do all of that stuff. Like, we went to the place, he was sick as fuck, but we still went and to get me into college and stuff. So I'm still going to college, and during this time I was in my first and second semester of college, and I was going every single day to college. Well, not every single day because I didn't have classes every single day, but you get my point. I was going to college, and then after my class I would go straight to the hospital to go see my dad. So it was just like that all at the same time. So my dad was in Lee Memorial for about 3 months, and then he got, I don't know how the fuck I managed to pull this off. I don't know, but I got him into hospice, and that was probably the best thing, I could have done. So he was in hospice now, like, 3 months later during this time. This was probably around December or January. So I'm still going to college. I'm getting through that. I go to college, I go to class, I go to hospice in Lehigh, and I go there, and meanwhile I'm trying to figure out everything. I have his family from Pennsylvania. What the fuck? Is there a piece of hair on my face? I don't know. It's gonna bother the shit out of me. Okay. So his family comes down, his sister, well, my aunt, and my grandfather they come down, And I've only met them a few times. I only met them a few times. So it was just kind of awkward. For me, I don't know. But they were there. And my grandmother and my grandfather were there. There as well. And my stepmother was there, his girlfriend. We were all there. And, during the end and stuff like that. And they were helping me figure out how to pay bills. How does that not... What the fuck? Okay. They were helping me manage or figure out how to fucking pay bills because I didn't know how to do any of that. Like, I didn't know how to fucking maintain a fucking house. Like, no one gave me a fucking rule book of how to do this shit. So, thankfully, I had all of them there, and they helped me to the best of their ability. I'm sure that they don't do this every day, so they don't know how to fucking teach somebody how to do this properly. You know what I mean? So it's just like winging it the whole fucking time, just winging it. And so they do that, but everybody's got to get back to their lives and do what they got to do, go to get work and stuff like that. So, I'm alone during that time. But my best friend of all time, Jeremy, he was there through all this stuff too, and he moved in with me, and we lived together for almost about a year, something like that, and he was there for me. Like, obviously, like, my dad just died. Well, I didn't really say that part. Okay, so I'm seeing my dad. I'm going to see my dad and stuff like that, and it was just bad. I did not know that when somebody has cancer and they get, to a bad enough point, my professor, Dr. Power, well, I call her Kara, she explained this to me, and it was I didn't know. I had no idea. I thought she was like, I don't know. Of course you're not gonna. I don't know. So she said that they are not going to be able to speak, even if they wanted to. And I did not know what the fuck that meant. I was like, what? So one day after college or class, whatever, I go to see my dad, and, I sit there with him. He doesn't say much. We just watch TV and stuff. And he couldn't speak. And it's not that he didn't want to speak. Like, you can see it in his fucking eyes and, like, everything. He was, like, trying to tell me something or, like... And he couldn't speak. Dude, that shit hit me like a fucking brick. Like, even if he wanted to, he couldn't speak. And I lost it. Like, I lost my shit, and I called Kara, and I, like, fucking freaked the fuck out. And, like... I was like, I know what you mean, Kara. Like, I get it. Like, he couldn't speak. He can't speak. And that's just so fucking hard. Like, and he was still alive and everything. You know what I mean? Like, he's just there. And it was so fucking hard. It was all really fucking hard. Keep it together. Keep it together. Oh, my God. So, I fucking managed to get my shit together somehow, and fast forward to February 17th, 2019, he dies, and I get a phone call from the hospice place saying that he passed, and would you like to come see him? And I said yeah. It was like 2 a.m, and I drove there. And I didn't know what that whole thing was going to be like. I didn't know. I didn't know what to expect. No. It was my dad just laying there, and I got mad. I got so fucking pissed. And I was like hitting shit, and like I was so mad that he wasn't here. and to help me get through life and help me and tell me the fucking answers of how to do everything. And it was just I'll never ever forget that. You know what I mean? I'll never forget that. It was just a crazy, I say I'll never forget it, but watch, I don't know. It was just crazy. So, anyways, my best friend Jeremy's living with me, and we are, managing. I was in so much pain from that whole experience of everything I've just told you. I didn't know what to do. And this entire time, I never smoked. I never drank. I didn't do any of that stuff. I didn't want to. As I said, I grew up in AA. It was fucking frowned upon. I grew up thinking that if I did that, I'm going to hell type of deal. You know what I mean? Or some shit like that. So I told my best friend Jeremy, I'm like, hey, I want to smoke. I want to try it. That's what I said. I want to try it. And he said, okay. So we smoked together, and that begins the 2 years of stoner JD, hiding all of her emotions to the end of it, just crumbling up in there. And then one day I'll die. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what the fuck to do. I'm terrible with emotions. It might be because I'm Irish. Irish people are terrible with emotions. There's jokes about it everywhere. It's just so funny. But, not funny. Obviously, it's not funny, but, the jokes are funny. So, 2 years of just, I guess technically 1 year of just heavy fucking smoking every day. Me and Jeremy, we made smoking games up, and for his birthday, I rolled him 13 blunts. I did all of this shit. I was just fuck yeah, you know what I mean? We're just having a good time. But the only reason I was so happy and excited about it was because I didn't have to deal with my emotions. I didn't have to. That's why it's extremely easy for me to tell. If you're smoking and shit like that, and you've been doing it for however long, you start to say that is because of, that's just how I am. That's it helps me. You'll start to say all of those things because I did the same exact thing. No, it just means you're not dealing with something that you should be dealing with. Because at that time, I really didn't think I could stop smoking. I really didn't. I was sitting here thinking, there's no way. There's no fucking way. But no, I could the entire time. I just didn't, whatever. Fast forward, I have a different job. I worked at a pizza place, and then I worked at, I had multiple different jobs at this time. So at this time, I was a hostess at Miller's Ale House. And Jeremy, when I got the interview for that job, that was the same day half of my face went numb again. It just went numb. You can see the videos in my post. If you go down, you'll see it. It was bad, because I didn't remember what that was like. That happened to me when I was 13 years old, and when I was 13, I was molested, and I went to therapy, and I did all of these things. I was under a lot of stress. Bell's palsy can happen if you're under a certain amount of stress, and it happened to me again, 2019, for this job. And I go to this interview at Miller's Ale House with half of my face numb, and I get the job, but it was terrible. I didn't know what to do. Jeremy was freaked out. Of course, he's never seen anything like that before. But I'm sitting there trying to stay calm, you know what I mean? And he wanted me to go see a doctor, and I'm sitting here telling him, I don't need to see a doctor. This has happened to me before. I know what this consists of and whatever. But anyways, he paid for it, and I go to see a doctor. The doctor was like, whoa, did you have a stroke? He's sitting here asking me questions. I'm like, no. And I told him, I was like, this is what I do. This is what I can remember from when I was 13 of what I did to help it. And I just have to calm down. I have to de-stress and whatever. And he was just like, yeah, it seems like you're doing everything. You know what I mean? What the fuck? It was just so crazy. So he gives me some antibiotics or some shit. And so I'm going to work at this time, and that same day of the interview, when I first got that job, Jeremy wanted to move out, and he moved out. He needed. I don't know why. I don't know exactly. During that time, I'm looking at him with half my face numb, and I'm just like, okay, whatever you need to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna fucking argue and get all hysterical because he's moving out. So he moved out. I needed to get another roommate. So my girlfriend at the time, that was pretty much my only girlfriend I've ever had. So she moves in, and I'm going to work. We're living together, and wait. Yeah. So during this entire time, we get a dog, and I got Jeremy his dog. His name's Batman, the husky. I don't know if anybody has seen him, but I got him for like when Jeremy was living with me, and so when Emily was living with me, Astrid over there is our little baby, and she's been here. Oh, there you are, Astrid! You're so cute. She's German Shepherd and Husky mix, and yeah, so I got her during that time while I was going to work and all of that. During that entire time, I'm still smoking to oblivion, trying drugs, trying a bunch of different things, doing all of that stuff because I thought that I knew better, and no, I don't know shit. I didn't know anything, you know what I mean? I was just broken, you know? Maybe I'm still broken. I don't know. But so I get through that. That goes by. I don't know. Hi, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay. She just wants to sit there. So, anyways, she's so cute. Where the fuck was I? Oh yeah. So I break up with Emily, and that was hard. She was there for a lot. Like, she was there before my dad died. Like, she met my dad before he died and stuff like that. And we were together for maybe, I think, 3 years, going on 3 years, some shit like that. And I broke up with her. I just wasn't feeling the same. That was a whole situation on its own because of, like, I didn't understand what the fuck was going on with me. Like, I was just, I don't know. Like, I was just so confused of, like, she was so in love with me and she would do anything for me and stuff, but I cheated on her twice and she still came back to me and everything, and, like, I just didn't understand. I was like, why the fuck why do I feel like that? I shouldn't feel like that. But no matter how hard it was, and please let me tell you, it was not easy. I broke up with her and I looked her in the face and I told her, I was like, we need to break up. You know what I mean? And I was honest. It did not go well. It was kind of hysterical. She left, and because I asked her to, like, that whole breaking up session took about a day. You have to understand, that took about a day because it was just hard for both of us. It was really fucking hard. And so anyways, I tell her, I'm like, you need to move out, blah, blah, blah. So she moves out eventually, and at the time I had another roommate. Oh god, this is gonna be so fucking hard to talk about. I had another roommate, and I got another roommate that moved in with me and Emily at the time, and her name was Mallory, and I went to high school with her. We were in marching band together, all of this other shit, you know, whatever. And so when fucking Emily moved out, Mallory was here, and we cleaned the house together. We did a lot of stuff. My dad was a hoarder. I don't know if I mentioned that. He was a hoarder. So the amount of shit that was in this house was insane. It took about maybe $6,000 for all of this shit to be taken out and thrown away. So, like, thank God that's over now. But anyways, so Emily is gone. She moved, long story short, she moved with her brother into another fucking state. I don't fucking know. She has a girlfriend now. It's great. I don't know. I saw her yesterday. She was coming to pick up her tax thing, and she seems okay. Like, yeah, so cool. So I'm living with Mallory at this time now, and like we are just so different. Like, and I mean complete opposites. I don't, obviously horoscopes, a lot of people don't give a shit about horoscopes, but she was a Cancer. And, she is like the complete fucking opposite of me, bro. I'm more about like, you know, getting shit done and all that stuff, but like she couldn't even pay the full amount, or like her half of the bills. She couldn't do that. So like I should have fucking known better. You think I paid for the rest of her half for 4 months. Do you think I saw any of that money back? Fuck no, I didn't. I did not see any of it, and that was 100% my fault, and I should have known better. Whatever. Fast forward, we had a lot of memories, smoking, whatever. She ends up moving out because she wanted her to be moving out, completely her idea. Dude, I wasn't gonna say shit. I was just waiting for her to like say she's gonna move out, you know what I mean? So I was like, fucking thank God when she said it. She said, I'm moving out tomorrow. She didn't give me a notice. She didn't give me any of this shit. So all I said was, okay, like, please, like, this isn't working. Get out. So she moves back in with her mother or some shit like that. I haven't talked to her since. She hasn't texted me since. I haven't seen a fucking penny back of like all the money. Like, do I care? Do I need to see that money back? No. Money is not important to me. As I have said many, many times, it's not. I could have fucking nothing and I'm fine. You know what I mean? But no, I have a certain type of hatred for her for a lot of other reasons, you know what I mean? And that's why I didn't want to talk about this tattoo, because we have that matching. I have that tattoo matching with her. I got it because I wanted to something with makeup related, because I like makeup, but whatever. I just don't like talking about it. But yeah. God, my life is a fucking train wreck. I can't even imagine what you guys are feeling right now. If anybody's fucking here, you know what I mean? I get it. I understand both sides of it, and dude, if I saw myself going live talking about all this shit, I would just probably think, oh, boo-hoo. I would say blah, 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 because I know I would say that. I would be like, I would just do what my dad told me to do. And any time that I cried, my dad looked at me and said, the fuck is this? You in a pity party? Well, get the fuck out of your pity party and come help me. Like, that was the attitude, you know what I mean? So, like, I just cleared my, like, crying was a sin. Crying was a fucking sin. So, like, it's just a fucking train wreck. Anyway, so she moves out. And I'm trying to think of where the fuck I'm at right now. And I was alone for months, for a while, you know. I had to figure out how to get 2 roommates or, you know, another roommate or something, and that took some time. During that entire time, you know, of course a bunch of other shit's happening and stuff like that, but I'm going through important parts, you know. So fast forward. I guess my mind just cuts all of that living alone part out of my life because of how hard it was. Like, I mean, like, it was bad. Like, I hit shit all the time. I mean, I don't know if anybody has saw my fucking hand, but I don't know. I'm just, like, really scarred up and I shouldn't have fucking did any of that stuff, but I was in my emotions, and I still kind of don't really know how to handle my emotions and stuff. I'm awkward. I'm a very awkward person. Yes, I'm pretty. I get that, but I'm very awkward, you know? So anyways, fast forward. I have a new roommate now. I guess, yeah, this is like now, I guess. I have a new roommate, and his name is Steven. I met him when I used to go to church. That was like middle school. Back in middle school when I met him and stuff. And we've just always kept been in touch and stuff. And you know, he was looking for a place to stay, and it just happened to work out. It's just awesome. Like, that's just my life, though, and everything just happens to work out. I just happen to get by. I never have to fucking worry because I'm like this close to being terrible. You know what I mean? So, but it's been great. This is probably the best living situation I've been in thus far. So that, like, yeah, that's fucking great. I love my roommate very much. The other roommate, I think I talked about, she's not here. Like, she's never here. I don't know why. I don't really care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But, I got Emma, my little other baby. I got her out of one night. I was so fucking high. During the time when I was living alone, I wanted to try new things in a relationship-wise. I wanted to try being with multiple people. I wanted to try all of these things because I didn't know anything. Like, I was just trying shit, trying life out, seeing what happens. And, like, I was seeing, at one point, I was seeing, like, maybe 5 guys. Of course, like, I was just going through a lot, and I just was like, fuck it, let's do it. And I was still smoking and doing all that, learning new things, trying new things, and I've learned a lot in my life so far. I don't talk to any of those people anymore, because I think they just got, like, I don't know, I think I just really fucking hurt their feelings. Like, really fucking hurt their feelings. Like, they don't understand me, and I don't understand them. That's fine. Come. Emma, come. You're fine. Come here. Good girls. You're okay. Good girls. So, yeah, that happened. Me just, like, seeing a bunch of people. Now, fast forward to now, because that happened a couple months ago. So, yeah. Now I'm here. And, that's when all that shit hit the fan, that's when I started going live on Instagram. This was just something new for me to try, something new for me to learn from. So I just wanted to do that. And, man, that's been interesting in itself. Now I'm learning about the social media side. Dude, social media is a fucking train wreck. But I'm a train wreck. So it's like, am I really the person to judge? No, I'm really not. Lund's music has been there every step of the way. Well, most of the step of the way since I found him. From an ex-boyfriend of mine from high school named Zach showed me who Lund was, and I've just been listening to Lund ever since. But yeah. That was just really, I think I only had 2 breakdowns during that. That was pretty good. I was trying to have 0 breakdowns, but shit happens, you know. So where do I go from here? I don't know, bro. I don't know what I'm doing. I never know what I'm doing. As I just said, my whole life is just a fucking train wreck, and I don't know what I want to do in life. I don't know yet. I don't even know if I want this whole social media thing to be my life, you know? It's making me, I'm understanding more. I'm feeling emotions regarding social media that are weird. Like if I don't get a certain amount of views, I'll be like, oh, like in my head, I'll be like, oh, nobody cares. What the fuck? Where'd that come from? Like, that's some gay ass, fucking stupid ass human type bullshit. Like, that's stupid as shit. But a lot of people do that. Another feeling that has happened is that when I look at the live, if I see that nobody's there, nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean? That's fucking dumb as shit. Because I know what I'm saying matters to somebody. You know what I mean? It matters to even at least one fucking person. This could have one fucking view. And that's it. Like, I just want to help somebody. Like, helping people is how I get shit done. That's how I get my energy. That's how I fucking live, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. But, and then, like, this is just a very judgmental place to be in, extremely judgmental. People in social media make me feel like shit more about myself than I already do. And they're not even trying to do that. That's the craziest part. Nobody goes into, or most people don't go into something with an intention of like, oh, I want you to feel like shit about yourself. Nobody does that, but that's what's happening. I just don't like it. It makes me feel weird, and it makes me feel like, I don't know, like you guys make me feel weirder than I already am. Like, I just don't know, and I understand that's not the intention, maybe, but I just, I don't know. I want to do that interview with Warp Whistle because that whole like idea of interviews and stuff, like I thought that would be really fun and a great way for me to learn new things, you know, that would be a great way. But he's busy moving and stuff like that. I know he'll do it. Like, I know we are going to do the interview because he promised. And I take promises very seriously. So if a promise gets broken, I get fucking upset. And like, you know, like that alone, like because of how serious I take promises, dude, don't promise me something if you're not gonna do it, you know. But I know he will. Like, I trust him. He's just really busy at the moment. He's going through a lot right now, and I completely understand. So yeah, the whole Twitch thing. Do I want to go live on Twitch? I don't fucking know. Like, I don't even know what the fuck to do. Like, I don't even really understand it. Like, I'm winging it. Like, people are like, oh, someone told you to do the thing. Like, no, nobody told me how to do anything. I actually asked for help a few times and nobody helped me. So, that's a fucking bullshit lie. If anybody says that they're gonna help you with Twitch, dude, they're only gonna do it if they actually give a shit, because, like, a lot of people don't. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't. So I figured that out myself. I watched like a 5-year-old or whatever the fuck. But I want to get a mic because every time I go live on Twitch, the fucking mic fucks up and it's just annoying. But I don't even know what I would do on there yet. Like, I just don't know. Everything is a question mark. Even to this day. Still a fucking question mark. People leave, people go, people sometimes stay, people sometimes, like, I don't know. The only person that has been consistent is Jeremy. Jeremy has always been consistent in my life. So, he can put up with my shit, and he's seen a lot of emotions from me. Like, he's seen me mad. He's seen a lot of stuff. But anyways, that's my story. And I feel like this is a lot better story than my other one. Oh, and another thing, people aren't patient. If a video isn't like fucking 30 fucking seconds, like, they won't even watch it because they don't want to have the patience to listen. Well, let me break something to all of those people that don't watch something just because it's so long. Hey, you're gonna have to learn patience sometime. I promise. One day, you're gonna be forced to learn patience, just like how I was. And that is when you're gonna realize that, damn, I should have listened. You should have just fucking listened, bro. But have a great day, everybody. I really do. Really hope everybody has a great ass day. Oh my god, my bangs were split in the middle. Ugh. Wait. Jeremy was here. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Wait, oh, thank you guys. Wait. Oh, thank you. And he always says he, like, is going to, like, this is one person, fucking Austin, shout out Austin. You said that you were gonna support me, whatever. You are. Your actions show that, and I appreciate you. Thank you. And we went to high school together, and we weren't friends or anything, but, well, like, good friends, but thank you. Wave. But anyways, I hope you guys all have a really great day. This was fucking hard. Bye.